Welcome back, Broncos. I hope you all got a chance to celebrate Women's History Month. My name is Anna Cortez.
And I'm Kristine Pascual.
We're just a few more days away from spring break. Hope you're all ready to catch up on some sleep instead of homework for once.
I know I'll definitely be sleeping for most of the break.
Of course, and I plan to relax and enjoy the California weather. Schoolwork will be a problem for later.
Until then, let's catch you up on all things CPP news in today's episode of
Poly Post Now. Starting off this week's headline recap, CPP women in STEM struggle to find representation in a male-oriented field.
The theater department recently presented their latest show, The Wolves, following the journey of teenage girls on a soccer team as they navigate their struggles and relationships.
Students voiced their opinion on Palestine during a workshop with Lockheed Martin.
And last but not least, women artists at CPP share their struggles and passions while discussing different pathways to their careers.
CPP women in STEM remains underrepresented within the field due to the perception that men are better suited for STEM roles than women are. With only 20% of students in the College of Engineering being women, female students express the challenges they face when it comes to getting jobs in a male-oriented field in hopes of shedding light on the importance of gender equality in academia.
CPP Theater Department's latest production, The Wolves, held its opening night on March 7 and closed on March 17. Originally written by Sarah DeLapp in 2016, The Wolves portrays the authentic teenage girl experience through telling the story of 9 girls who played on the same soccer team. This play depicted a number of issues that teenage girls struggle with today, such as eating disorders, body image, and feeling of isolation, while sharing how these young female athletes were able to navigate through the struggles. If you'd like to read more about the play, please check out our website, and a huge round of applause to the theater department for putting on this amazing play.
A group of CPP students may be facing possible disciplinary actions after voicing their concerns on the genocide of Palestine during a Q&A session of the job search workshop hosted by Lockheed Martin on February 8th. As a result of the incident, students who were involved in the protest received emails from the Office of Student Conduct and Integrity stating their violation on several sections of the student code, which raised many concerns among CPP students about their rights to free speech. If interested in learning more about this topic, you can find the rest of the article on our website.
In celebrating Women's History Month, we want to recognize all talented women at CPP, whether it's in the STEM field, business world, or in the arts. Speaking of art, today we want to highlight 3 talented female faculty members and their journeys to becoming successful female artists in the industry. Their stories underline the crucial role women have in the art industry, and we thank them for their continuous efforts to educate and inspire young female artists every day. If you'd like to read more about their story, make sure to check out our website.
The long-awaited spring break is finally right around the corner, and it's one of the only times this semester that students can make plans and relax without needing to worry about assignment deadlines and attending lectures. Let's head over to Jonathan now for this week's segment of Reporter on the Street to see what CPP students are up to over spring break.
Hello Broncos, my name is Jonathan Schoen, and today you're watching Reporter on the Street. Today I'll be going up to students to ask them about what their plans are for spring break. Let's get right into it.
So our plans for spring break, we're here for Global Medical Brigades. We're doing a fundraiser, and everyone who is going on this trip, we're going to Guatemala during spring break. So we're going to go out and volunteer in Guatemala at a medical clinic.
And how long are you guys going to be out there for?
We're going to be out there the whole week from the 29th to the 6th. We're going to go to Antigua and also Lake Atitlan to go ahead and see the culture and just help some people.
I'm still trying to get the plan solidified, but I'm either going to Mexico or to like Moab, Colorado.
What are you planning to do in either of those places?
I think just kind of exploring a little bit of nature, just taking a little bit of time off. I've been doing a lot of schoolwork, so I need a little bit of break, but I'm definitely going to be doing homework too.
I think the biggest one is going to the beach with my dog, with my parents, and pray.
And which beach is it going to be at?
Maybe it's going to be Corona Del Mar. It's a beautiful beach out there.
And are you planning to do any work over spring break or no?
Absolutely, especially with all the homework that I got to do. I'll catch up on a little bit, but I'm gonna go out and have some fun.
Probably gonna go to Knott's Berry Farm a lot and like go out and shop and stuff like that. I don't really have plans yet, but probably just hang out with friends and be with family.
Are you guys planning to do any work over spring break or no?
No. No.
Honestly, just pretty much the beach majority of the time, and then working on some schoolwork.
And what beach are you planning to go to?
Just driving around the coast, seeing which ones are pretty much free, you know, like not as packed.
Yeah, so I'm going to go enjoy the solar eclipse on April 8th. I'll be in Canada, chilling with my family. From Mexico to Texas, April 8th, be complete solar eclipse. It'll be dope.
Is there anything else you're planning to do with family and friends over the spring break?
Nah, just chill, hang out, relax and recreation.
And is there any work you're planning to do over spring break too?
Absolutely not. Rest and recreation.
Facts.
We're gonna be cooking some songs in the studio.
Cooking and eating.
What type of music do you guys make?
Some alternative rock, pop, all kinds. Yeah.
Is there anything else you plan to do with friends and family over the break?
Right now, hanging out, doing homework.
Well, just to work on schoolwork, you know, catch up on a couple things, honestly, and, you know, get back to my job.
And what job are you working right now?
I'm working as a math tutor, actually.
And how's that going for you?
Going so far so good. You know, I like the job. I like helping people.
Well, there you have it, Broncos. That's a wrap for Reporter on the Street. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Just in time for Women's History Month, the Kellogg Arabian Horse Center is celebrating one very special mare that gave birth to CPP's first foal of the year on March 5th. And with 2 more foals expected to arrive later this year, let's head over now to Ellie for more insight.
Cowboy Pomona knows it's springtime when the foal poll is raised to see whether we're welcoming a baby boy or baby girl to the stables. Thanks to the student and staff here, the birth of baby boy Declan went smoothly on March 5th, right before midnight, and the community is now waiting for the next foals to be born. As we only have 3 foals this season, which is less than our 8 to 10, staff has been working with Metropolitan the mare in order to prepare for her birth of Declan, which is her 7th foal.
The amazing part is that the mares do it, you know, all on their own for the most part. They've been doing it for thousands, millions of years, you know, on their own. And so it's really amazing just to watch nature do its thing.
I was really grateful that Metropolitan here, this was her 7th foal. So she's a really experienced mother, and I was just so grateful that she was not a maiden. A maiden is a mare that hasn't had a baby. And I was grateful for the support of my team members who came and helped me out, and the students who were really game to stay up with us all night.
As a proud Learn by Doing school, students get to work hands-on with the mother before and after the birth. Students play such a crucial role in helping the mom give birth, as well as training the foal right after it's born. Some students are even able to give the foal its first stable name.
It was just overall a great experience to live, to see a mother and her child having that interaction. I think overall it was just really exciting as well to be here for that.
As the Circle of Life continues right here on campus, we get to see firsthand how we keep up with Kellogg's legacy and what he wanted as a continuation for the future.
So we really, you know, are just trying to make Kellogg proud and continue his legacy by breeding, you know, high quality Arabian horses every year.
If you haven't seen baby Declan yet, no worry, there are 2 more foals on the way, so make sure to keep an eye out for the foal poll to see whether it's a boy or girl, and come by Building 29, the Arabian Horse Center, to come check it out and see their first steps. But for right now, this has been Elizabeth Teo with the Poly Post.
Speaking of celebrating Women's History Month, we definitely can't forget our fierce women athletes who have been doing a phenomenal job representing CPP.
Hard work always pays off if you put your mind to it, and our sports teams are once again a living proof of that this week.
Let's kick the ball over to Noel now to see what's been going on in the sports world for this week's segment of Poly Post Sports.
What is going on, Broncos? My name is Noel Sanchez, and even though spring means that the MLB season is starting and it's also time to fill out my March Madness bracket, nothing gets me more excited than Cal Poly Pomona Athletics. So without further ado, welcome back to another edition of Poly Post Sports. Starting things off with CPP's baseball team, let me tell you a couple statistics that capture just how dominant our players have been as of late. Over the Broncos' last 4 games, they have gone 3-1 while putting up a combined 45 runs and only allowing 17 runs from their opponents. CPP put up 17 runs by themselves in their Friday win over Sonoma State, 25 runs when they had their rematches the next day, and finally fell to them after recording only 3 runs on Sunday. You just can't win them all as the Broncos move to 12-12 on the year. And as for our track and field teams, let's start off with the women's squad. They competed in the RCC Open on Friday, and 7 athletes finished top 3 in the 12 events offered. We have to give a special shout out to Serena Padilla, who captured a first place finish for CPP with a 1.45 meter high jump. And moving on to the men's squad, they also took part in the RCC Open, and 11 other athletes represented the school with top 5 finishes in the different events. Personal records were captured by the Broncos all day long, as Reno Vasquez recorded a 1.80 meter high jump and Justin Cardoza logged a 7.23 meter long jump. And next up, let's all show some love to the CPP women's basketball team after another excellent season has come to a conclusion. They finished with a 20-10 record on the year and lost a hard-fought battle to Western Washington in the regional quarterfinals. Star guard Brianne Ha broke a 23-year-long record for most three-pointers made in a single season by a Lady Bronco that same game as she cashed in her 72nd triple of the year. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that we will be ready for CPP hoops to come back next year. And finally, we all know what an honor it is to be able to represent our home country in any way, shape, or form. And CPP women's soccer team recently saw 3 of their players given the opportunity to suit up for their respective national teams in international competition. And coming up next, one of them will be joining me on the show. I am very excited to have sophomore midfielder Giselle Samayoa of the CPP women's soccer team joining me on the show today. Giselle, how are you doing today?
I'm good, how are you?
Awesome, I'm doing well. I'm really excited to have you on the show. You've been making some noise recently around campus. I've been hearing a lot about not just CPP women's soccer team, but specifically a number of you and your teammates. Before we dive into your collegiate career here at CPP, I wanted to highlight one of your big achievements earlier this year, getting recruited by the Guatemala women's national team. Do you recall when you first received the news from the team, and do you remember how you felt in that moment?
I was a freshman in college. It was around May of spring semester, and I had received news that they wanted me to come trial for the Gold Cup, which I recently played in. And I was just really excited, really happy. My family was super happy. We had a little something at the house. It was great.
I love that. I feel like, especially when your family has been supporting your goals all throughout the years, and the sacrifices that mom and dads make to get you to practices, to get you to personal trainings. I mean, how did it feel to be able to put on that jersey and with your country's colors across it and actually go compete for something? Did it feel any different than when you would go out and compete just as a kid for fun? Did you feel like you really came full circle with your dreams?
Yeah, honestly, it felt like everything I've been doing recently with soccer and my career going forward has just been completed. My first game I played with Guatemala, my whole family from Guatemala got to be there and come see, so that was just great to have them come out and watch me play for my first time ever.
Of course. Now I remember when I played sports, just seeing my grandma, my cousins in the crowd was amazing. I couldn't imagine what it would be like to represent my country. And I mean, you already have a couple of seasons under your belt playing against collegiate competition, playing against some of the best soccer players in the world. Not a lot of people make it to be able to play for a university. But how would you compare the skill level in college compared to what you went up against internationally when you played for Guatemala?
The college level is, in my opinion, it is up there. Honestly, girls who play for the national play college soccer, so it's around the same. So I think when I play for the national team, it's just the style of play is just so different from when I play here. It took a lot for me to get used to and to actually be able to play with them. But honestly, I would say the levels are the same.
Of course, yeah, and I think just like yourself, how proud you were to be able to represent your country. I'm sure every single player on the other team feels that way. They're putting on their country's colors. They're going out representing something bigger than them. When it comes to a physicality standpoint, did you notice something different where the girls kind of giving you a little more elbows, getting more slide tackles, anything of that nature?
Yeah, just when I got the ball for the first time, I tried to dribble around them. I was like, oh, this is a little harder than college. They're just, obviously they lift way more than college athletes, so they're obviously just stronger than most college athletes. So it just took a little time to get used to.
Of course, I want to start out with that part because all of us at the Poly Post are really proud of not just you, but the rest of your teammates that were able to represent your country. I think this is something that the entire campus should be looking at and celebrating because, like I said, it's something bigger than all of us. But shifting gears back to your squad over at Cal Poly Pomona, you guys had quite the season this year. You guys reached your first CCAA tournament final since 2001. And Giselle, your first goal of your collegiate career came in the same game that qualified your team for the finals when you guys took down Cal Poly Humboldt. Being a midfielder, how were you balancing your responsibilities on both sides of the field that game? And how did you stay ready for that big moment when you scored?
So I was playing right back that game. I used to play midfield my freshman year, and then I got moved back out to outside back. And just honestly, like scoring that goal, like obviously as an outside back, we tend to go up and back like all game. So just putting one in the back of the net like early in the game just kind of set the tone for us to like, hey, like let's chill out, like we're winning, like we just need to like not risk anything at this time.
Of course, and being that it was such an important goal to get your team to the finals and also it being your first goal of your career there, I mean, how did it feel when you processed that after the game?
Oh, it was like so overwhelming. My parents actually came out to that game, so it was great to see. My coach was like super excited, and all my teammates were so happy for me. Like it was just great.
Awesome, yeah, I love to hear that. I feel like that was probably just one of the classic moments that your team has experienced this year. But just I really appreciate you coming on the show. I know, like you said, your team is in the middle of some spring games. Hope you guys get all the off-season training and conditioning you need. Once again, all of us here at the Poly Post are beyond proud of you for representing your country. And I mean, you still got at least 2 more seasons left of eligibility to continue representing Cal Poly Pomona on that soccer field. So I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
If you are hoping to tune into some CPP athletics before leaving for spring break, we've got you covered. Both the men's and women's track teams will be competing this Friday and Saturday at the Track Classic in San Francisco and the Princeton Invitational on Sunday. And the baseball team will also be back in action all the way at home on the same days against San Francisco State. And that is all for this week's report on Poly Post Sports Broncos. Don't forget to check out broncoathletics.com for the latest updates on all things CPP sports. Once again, this has been Noel Sanchez. I hope everyone has an amazing spring break. And now back to the anchors.
Thanks for the sports recap, Noel. Told you our sports teams are nothing short of amazing.
There's nothing more exciting than seeing our Lady Broncos dominate through the fields. And we can't wait to see what we have in store for us next. But for now, that's all for today's episode. Tune in again next time with us here at Poly Post Now.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can be notified when a new episode is released. Stay updated on all the latest news, sports, arts, and opinion stories on our website at thepolypost.com. Signing off until next time, this has been Kristine Pascual.
And I'm Diana Cortez.
Stay safe this spring break, Broncos!